It's growing on me. Yes, that is a mosquito. So again, when you are dating a medical entomologist, you get used to the fact that he loves his insects.
Well, if you got a dollar on just a lousy down, know that I got rhythm that could suit your budget fine.
So a while back I did a haul video and identified or showed one of the pieces that I picked up that was a piece of art pottery, and I mentioned that I picked it up specifically so it fit on the mantle at Raj's place, and I said I would show that once it went up. I never did. It's right there. So this is a little mini video that is going to showcase some of the stuff that I helped Raj pull together and decorate his mantelpiece. So we'll start with the vase. It was this really thin piece of art pottery. Got it at an estate sale, and of course now I can't remember exactly where I did get that, but I think it was like $5. It was just an inexpensive local pottery piece, and we were specifically looking for things to put on his mantle. So I wanted it because it was narrow, and it actually was really narrow, so it actually fit really nicely in this little display. So one of the things that he has collected over time, we ended up getting this big glass vase to put them in, is these are all oyster shells, and the oyster shells that he collects, he labels because he is a medical entomologist, he is a trained researcher, and so he loves labeling his specimens. At some point, he's going to show me the collection of insects and butterflies that he pinned when he was a kid. His mother still has it, but you can see each one of them has a mark of what date it was. You can see this one was recently because this was a trip to Milwaukee that he and I just took for Valentine's weekend, and we went to an oyster bar at the public market in Milwaukee and had these quilcene oysters, and he had never had them before. So that's the kind of label, and all of the oysters that are in this jar also are labeled. I think he might have told me where the feather came from. I don't remember. The lavender, I think he grew or grows. He had a print of this butterfly print that I thought looked good. He had already painted the wall this dark, really pretty burgundy color, so I wanted to get things that popped up against it. He also had this photo. It's growing on me. Yes, that is a mosquito. So again, when you are dating a medical entomologist, you get used to the fact that he loves his insects. So this is from the American Mosquito Control Association annual meeting. This one was in Sparks, Nevada. Coincidentally, in 2 weeks, he is actually traveling to the American Mosquito Control Association meeting again. This time it's going to be in San Juan. So I don't know, specifically, I guess this was their promotional poster. I don't know, but it was hanging on a really big wall and it was kind of getting lost. And I said, hey, let's kind of put it up here above the mantle. The pottery is from, he used to live in Virginia, and so it was from a potter in Virginia that he really liked. He did tell me the story of these little cups. I want to say maybe it was when he lived in Israel. I don't remember. That is, if I remember, is that a cacao pod? He just loves nature. The pine cone that came from a walk when he lived in Virginia, he's kept that. I don't remember the story of the little shell, but the big shell, he actually went to the Marshall Islands and brought that home. He found that actually in the surf. So that is, in the wild, an absolutely beautiful, gigantic shell. Again, some nature. Okay, again, you get used to it. Yes, we had a huge cicada outbreak last year. I think that one is the newest addition. That gigantic one is an older one that he had from the last outbreak. Yay. Some mussel shells. I think the little one actually came from the trip to Milwaukee. So this is my contribution. We started dating in March of last year. His birthday was in April, and he's not really into vintage, doesn't really do anything with antiques, but supported me. And I was trying to figure out what I could do that kind of tied the two of us together. So I knew he was a medical entomologist, and he specializes in mosquitoes, blood-borne, vector-borne diseases, yay. But anyway, so I was like I just did a Google search and found that back in the 60s, there was a series of stamps that got created specifically for, or not for, against malaria. So I found this first day issue cover, and then I found all of these stamps from around the world. And you can see they've got the logo of the World United Against Malaria. So that shows up on a lot of the individual stamps, and they're from all around the world. So this was kind of like a fun little project for me. Thank you, eBay. That's how I found them all. And I just made this framed piece. I don't know. I didn't know if he'd like it. I just thought it was kind of cool, and I didn't know what he would do with it. He absolutely loved it and wanted to make sure it got pride of place. And so it was kind of a nice little connection between us, that he didn't know that these stamps existed. You know, he thought it was really cool. He loved the international part. Like, he's been to some of these. I specifically picked stamps from places that he's traveled. And it is kind of a neat little point of history that, yes, there is and was a big push to eradicate malaria in the world. It still exists, but there's better awareness now, and that's one of the things that he's helped research. And then as you get to the end, if I remember correctly, this is actually a neighbor did this piece of pottery. Again, some lavender. He told me where the peacock feathers came from. There's a story about those. Everything he has a story. I tried to remember them, but I can't remember. And then the ostrich egg on stand. So that is the mantle in Raj's place. I've done tours of what my place looks like. Now I can show you this. And peeking down here at the bottom, it is winter here in the Chicago area. So he has brought all of his plants indoors, and he does love his nature. So he grows his own lemongrass. Let's see, this is the pop quiz I hadn't planned on. Purple queen, Caripata tree, bay leaf. I don't know what that sad little plant is. Ginger, maybe? It doesn't seem to be doing well. He's got his own lemon tree, his own fig tree. I don't remember what the middle one is. And then this gigantic Caripata tree. So all of these go back out when the weather gets nicer. But they live here in front of a nice sunny southern facing window and in front of the fireplace. There we go. The tour of Raj's mantle.
Well, if I had a dime for every time I felt this way, you know I'd have $1 million and a couple bucks in change. Sure was nice to know you. Oh, maybe I'll catch you on the New York train. Or maybe I'll never see your face again.